नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी सुता। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर सदी गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Girdhari Radha Girdhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Girdhari Radha Girdhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Banke Bihari Radha Banke Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Banke Bihari Radha Banke Bihari Radhe. Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra. Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. बोलो हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी. जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन. यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीम् उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकीम्. Welcome everyone in Bhagavad Gita class. So we have done till 9.7. So we'll start from 9.8 today. We'll recite the verses, then we'll start discussion followed by Mangalacharan. 9.7. सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकाम् कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि kalpado visrijamyaham. O son of Kunti, at the end of millennium and material manifestation enter into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium by my potency I create them again. 9.8. Prakritim swamavashtavya visrijami punah punah bhutagramam imam krishnam avasam prakriter vasat. The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again, and under my will, it is annihilated at the end. 9.9. Nachamamataani karmani nibadhananti dhananjaya udasina vadasinam asaktam teshu karmashu. O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. 9.10. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. 9.11. Avajananti mamamudha manusim tanum asritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. 9.12. Moghasha mogha karmanu mogha jnana vichetasah rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohini sitah. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. 9.13. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim asrita bhajanti ananya manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of divine nature. They are all engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. 9.14. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dinvata namasyantasya mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. 9.15. Jnana yajnana chapyanne yajanto mama upasate ekatvena prithakvena bahuda viswato mukham. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahe Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण। Once again, welcome everyone in Bhagavad Gita class. So we'll start from 9.8. Before that, we'll revise what we have seen in 9.7. 9.7. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpakshay punastani kalpado visrijamyaham. O son of Kunti, at the end of millennium, all material manifestation enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, oh Arjuna, this manifestation and unmanifestation happens because of me. In my unmanifested form, I manifest the entire universe. The entire universe is created by me. I create, I annihilate. Okay. And after so many times, after so many years, then again I unmanifest them. Okay. So I create, I destroy both. I am responsible for both creation and destruction. So here we have seen in 9.7 that Lord Krishna's relationship with creation and destruction. So Krishna is responsible for both the activity, creation and destruction. So you have to remember this thing in your mind. So Kalpakshay means what? At the end of millennium. And the end of millennium means what? At the end of Brahma's life. What is the life of Brahma? Brahma lives for 100 years. 100 years means how many time? It means 1 day time and 1 night time. So 1 day time is 1 kalpa. 1 day time is 1 kalpa. 1 kalpa means what? 1000 mahayugas, equal to 4.32 billion human years. 1 night time, again 1 kalpa. So 1 day time is 1 kalpa and 1 night time is 1 kalpa. So 2 kalpa is 1 day of Brahma. Okay. So, and 1 day of Brahma contains 8.64 billion human years. 1 day time is 4.32. billion human years. One night time, again 4.32. So total 8.64 billion human years. And 1 month, such 1 day, 30 day, 1 into 30 is 259 billion human years. 1 year equal to 12 months. So 12 into 30 days, that is 259.2 equal to 3.1104 trillion human years. In such way, Brahma lives for 50 years, and 50 years equal to 1 pararadha, and 2 pararadha equal to 100 years. In such a way that, Brahma lives for 100 years. So Brahma's lifespan of is 1 Mahakalpa. So 2 praradha equal to 1 Mahakalpa. And Brahma lives for 1 complete Mahakalpa. That is equal to 311 trillion 40 billion human years. So that is rightly mentioned in 8.17, chapter 8, 17th verse of Bhagavad Gita. At the end of Brahma's years or life, this indicates the time of Brahma's death. After 100 years, Brahma dies every time. So every time he dies, annihilation and destruction occurs. Okay. This is the 9.7 we have seen. So now, and also we have seen what is the karnodakshayi Vishnu, what is Garbodakshayi Vishnu, and what is Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. So karnodakshayi Vishnu lies in Karana Sagar, ocean. Okay, and he creates the many planets. Mahatattva. He is also known as Mahavishnu, Mahatattva. So Mahavishnu glances, and because of this glancing, many universes, many planets is created. And in each universe, Brahma, Lord Krishna enters. In each universe, he enters as Garbodakshayi Vishnu. And in each atom, in each living and non-living entity, he enters into the heart as Kshirodakshayi Vishnu, as the super soul. Okay, so everything is under Lord Krishna. Nothing is beyond Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna has created everything, also responsible for destruction of everything. Lord Krishna resides into heart of each living, non-living entity. And this is known as super soul. And this is also known as Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. So Karnodakshayi Vishnu creates all the universes as Mahatattva Mahavishnu, and in Garbodakshayi Vishnu enters into each such universe, and Kshirodakshayi Vishnu enters in each atom as super soul. So these are the 3 types of Vishnu. So material world is the inferior energy of Supreme Personality. Actually, Krishna resides in the spiritual world. So Krishna's spiritual world belongs to spiritual energy, superior energy. So Krishna controls spiritual world using superior energy, and Krishna controls material world using inferior energy. So these are annihilation and destruction, creation, destruction, maintenance, everything is done by Krishna's material energy. So this is the 9.7. Then we'll see 9.8. Prakritim swam avashtavya visrajami punah punah bhutagramam imam krishnam avasam prakriter vasat. The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again. And under my will, it is annihilated at the end. So Krishna telling Arjuna that Arjuna, the whole cosmic world is created by me and under me. Like there is a very big sky, and there is also big wind, but wind cannot go beyond sky. Similarly, everything is created by Krishna, so everything is under Krishna. And then also Krishna is aloof from each and everything. So we'll see what is the relationship between Krishna's creation and destruction. How Krishna is related to creation as well as destruction. So Krishna inhale and exhale. So Krishna, if exhale, all the universes are created. And if Krishna inhales, all the universes are again wrapped into the Krishna's heart. And it resides till it is again manifested. So Krishna is the primary creator and Brahma is the secondary creator. So when there is a need to create, Krishna glances Prakriti. Krishna glances Prakriti and also creates Brahmaji for sustenance, for creation, for maintenance of the material world. So Brahmaji is also part of material world. So Brahma is also part of, so those who belong to material world, they are bound to come and go. This is cycle of birth and death. They have to come, they have to go. They have to come and they have to go. So coming means birth, going means death. So this is the cycle, compulsory cycle of this material world. So how the material world is maintained if Krishna is Paramatma is aloof? So Krishna said, I create, but I am aloof from it. So how it is maintained then? If Krishna is not maintaining directly, how it is maintained? So it is maintained by the will of Krishna. Krishna has created many demigods, many persons, appointed many persons, those who belong to this material world, and they also control the different activities, different departments of this material world. So how Krishna's creation refutes the modern concept of evolution? Modern concept come and go, means there is gradual evolution of species from one to another, beginning from creation. Like there is mother, there is father, then they produce child, again child becomes adult, they also produce children. So this is the cycle, one after another. But Krishna, when Krishna creates everything at a time. Only the thing is, you will get form of body what you desired in the previous birth. If you want to become dog in the next birth and you remember dog at the time of death, you 101% you will get birth of dog. You will get a species of dog or any other animal, any beast, anything. Human being, if you have done good karma, you will get birth of human karma. And so that you can involve into devotional service. So how Krishna is aloof from this material world? Krishna's supreme will is always present because Krishna wants. So if Krishna wants, by wanting itself, Krishna can do everything. Krishna, it is all created by Krishna's potency. Krishna is omnipotent. So if I say omnipotent means what? Krishna can eat through leg as well as mouth, as well as eyes, as well as nose. So Krishna can do any task using any limb of the body. So that is the speciality. That is the difference from human beings' bodies and Krishna's body. So Krishna can perform anything, any activity with any body part. But we can eat only through mouth. We cannot eat through leg. We cannot see through nose. But Krishna can see through nose as well as eyes, as well as mouth, as well as leg or any limb of the body, any activity. So that's why Krishna is known as omnipotent. And this is all maintained by Krishna's potency. So everything is definitely under supreme will of the Lord because he enters as three Vishnu forms into Mahat Tattva to create. So Krishna enters as Mahat Tattva and he creates many universes. So Krishna is not directly responsible for the creation and destruction. It depends on his will. That's why we say Krishna is aloof from this creation and destruction. He himself does not create or destroy. Avasam automatically manifest. Avasam. Prakrishnam avasam prakriter vasat. It is automatically created. Krishna's will. So automatically creation means Krishna just want and it happens. So there is a delay in wanting, but there is not delay in happening. So Krishna will Krishna's creation, maintenance, destruction, everything depends on his will. That's why we say Krishna is aloof from this material world. So what is the basis of creation? Creation takes place to accommodate inclinations or the desires of the various living entities. Okay, so Krishna creates everything at a time, at the same time. So all the bodies, all the living entities resides in Krishna's body. When Krishna wants to create, when Krishna wants to manifest, he manifests at a time everything. And the bodies, the living entities get their same body which they desired in their previous body. Okay, so that's why we see that Krishna, that is, we should all work in such a way that we should remember Krishna at the time of death. If you remember Krishna at the time of death, we'll go to the supreme planet, that is Golok Vrindavan Dham. So it depends on your will at the time of death. Remembering Krishna at the time of death. Okay, so what we have to do for remembering Krishna, all time we have to do kirtan, sankirtan. That is all told by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is the 9.8. 9.9. न च मामतानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनं asaktam teshu karmashu. O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. So Lord Krishna is telling that, O Arjuna, O Dhananjaya. So now another name for Arjuna is Dhananjaya, because when his brother, he helped his brother to accumulate lot of wealth which is required for sacrifice, yajna, performed by Yudhishthir Maharaj. Okay, that's why he is known as also Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means Dhan Ajay. Anjay means the one who can collect lot of wealth, lot of money. He collected lot of wealth, lot of money for good cause, to perform sacrifice, to perform yajna by his elder brother Yudhishthir Maharaj. So Lord engagement in material world, does it mean Lord has no engagement? No, Lord is always there in the Golok Vrindavan Dham. So Lord pervades everywhere. He can manage, control everything at the same time. So he can be in Golok Vrindavan Dham, where he can satisfy his devotee. Also, at the same time, he can be in material world also to perform the material activity. And he is always engaged in blissful activity in the Golok Vrindavan Dham, spiritual world. So we can see in a spiritual world, everyone is working under Krishna. Everyone is serving Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra all time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And in material world, what happens? All the demigods are there. They are managing their department for the betterment of the society, for the betterment of the living entity. So that living entity cannot feel that there is something hidden, something is not available to perform certain things. So demigods are there to give facility to all the living entities so that they can live in material life, and at the same time they can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they can perform Sankirtan Yag, and they go to Golok Vrindavan Dham. So the Lord is not directly responsible for our good and bad. Oh God, this is good. Oh God, this is bad. Why is bad is happening with me? So God has created everything, but is not directly responsible for good and bad things. So if you do good, you'll get good. If you do bad, you will get bad. Okay, so in this way. But if you have done, you can, if you are doing Sankirtan Yag, if you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamant, following 4 regulatory principles, so you can easily cross beyond this ocean. Okay? Udasin what? It means neutral. Lord is neutral. Although Krishna has created everything, but he is neutral. Lord is always neutral in the material activities, in the created world. Material activities is carried out by his different potencies. So it is all because of Krishna only. Even Krishna is performing material thing also for the enjoyment of the living entity. Otherwise, living entity cannot enjoy. If you are enjoying in material world, that is also mercy of the Lord. But Lord has always given you a choice. You can go, you can where you can wish to go to spiritual world, Golok, Vrindavan Dham. Then Krishna can help you. Dadami buddhi yogam tab. If you are doing good karma, if you are doing good things, virtuous things, then this good karma will lead towards the good life, or you can proceed towards Golok, Vrindavan Dham. So analogy for neutrality, it is like in High Court, a judge is sitting and giving the justice, and at the same time injustice also sometimes. But he is aloof from this justice and injustice. If there is a prisoner and because of some XYZ reason he is hanged, so the judge is not responsible for that. It is the karma of that particular victim or person or the criminal person that whatever happening is with him. So judge is responsible. Judge is only giving the decision based on the rule, based on the policy. Judge is not responsible for anyone who is hanged to death. Okay, or anyone's good life. Okay, judge is completely aloof from all these things. Reference for neutrality, Vedanta Sutra 2.1.34. Vaishamya Nigrinne. Now, this reference implies is transcendental to all material dualities. Based on past deeds and desire, living entities take on different forms. Lord does not interfere. If you have done good karma, performed all sacrifices, chanted Hare Krishna Mahamant, your next life will be, you'll go to Golok Vrindavan Dham. But if you have performed so many bad things, so many murders, so many stealing, so many all these things, that is bad. So you'll get the result and you'll get the next birth accordingly. According to your thinking, according to your activity, according to your good and bad karma. Okay, so he is always engaged in blissful pastime in spiritual world. So Lord Krishna is never free. He is busy with his associates in the spiritual world. So this is the 9.9. 9.10. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetuna nena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings under its rule. This manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, oh Arjuna, everything is under me. Like a wind is under sky, everything is under me. Everything is controlled by Krishna. We cannot say Krishna, but Krishna is there. So Krishna pervades everywhere. Krishna is in a spiritual world. At the same time, he is everywhere. In everyone living entity's heart as super soul, heart of the non-living entities also, heart of the animal, heart of the tree, everything, every atom. So Krishna resides in everyone's heart. So Lord Krishna's will, supreme will, that is given in Bhagavad Gita 14.4, Lord is father and material nature is mother. So it is Krishna only who impregnates Prakriti, and living entities, non-living entities are created at the same time. Lord glances, but species are decided based on past deeds and desire of living entities. It is on your activity, your karma, your thinking at the end of life. You will get the next birth, next body accordingly. In reference, Smriti is given fragrance of a flower touched by the smelling power of a person. So smelling power and fragrance totally different. All when they come together, they can enjoy. But smelling power and fragrance are two things and they are independent. They are not dependent. Okay. So flowers are attached. Similarly, connection is there between material world and Supreme Personality of God. Material world is not independent. Material world is dependent on Krishna. But Krishna is not dependent on anything of this material world. So Krishna is aloof. So Krishna is the supreme controller. Krishna is the supreme proprietor. So Lord Krishna's supreme will, without the superintendence of Supreme Personality of Godhead, material nature cannot do anything. So every activity, not even a blade of grass, moves without the instruction of Krishna. So everything is dependent on Krishna. The Lord is neutral and aloof. He simply sanctions the material energy. So if you get something, it is the order of Krishna only. Because of the mercy of Krishna only you receive. If you lose, because of some XYZ bad karma, you lose it. So whatever you sow, so shall you reap. Okay. So management is done by material nature on his behalf, and Lord is detached. So Krishna is managing, at the same time he is not managing. So Krishna is managing, at the same time he is aloof. Okay, in such a way that you can see material world works under the directions of Krishna. So Krishna is the supreme director. That's why Krishna is aloof. So Krishna can create, Krishna can annihilate, Krishna can destroy. So it is all done by will of Krishna. So Krishna is there in the Golok Vrindavan Dham, enjoying or giving pleasure to his devotees. At the same time, he is lying in the Karnadakshayi Sagar, ocean. At the same time, he enters into each universe, and at the same time, he resides in each everyone's heart as super soul. So Krishna pervades everywhere. We can say Krishna pervades everywhere and he can manage each and everything at the same time. We face difficulty in handling one or two things, but Krishna can handle so many things at the same time, simultaneously. Now we can see summary of Lord's Ishwara Gyan. So what is Ishwara Gyan? Knowing about Krishna, knowing about Krishna's opulences, knowing about Krishna's glorification, the importance of Krishna's glorification. So Krishna's role in creation and destruction. So Krishna creates, destruction, Krishna maintains, and at the same time is aloof. So if you know about this Krishna, if you know this about Krishna, you are liberated. You know the Ishwara Gyan of Krishna. So this complete package is known as Ishwara Gyan of Krishna. So what is creation and destruction? Under the influence of the Lord's energy, material world is automatically created and destroyed and again. So Krishna is the primary creator and Lord Brahma is secondary creator. At the end of each millennium, all material manifestations enter in Krishna's nature. So Krishna, when Krishna exhale, everything is created, and when Krishna inhale, everything is unmanifested into the Krishna or unto the lotus feet of Krishna. So Mahavishnu is the resting place of all material. In unmanifestation form, in Mahavishnu, everything is resting. It is Krishna himself who controls this process as the Purusha avatars. There are three Purusha avatars: Mahavishnu or Karnodakshayi Vishnu, Garbodakshayi Vishnu, and Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. So Karnodakshayi Vishnu creates the universes. Garbodakshayi Vishnu enters each universe, and Kshirodakshayi Vishnu enters into each atom of this material body. So in this way, there are three Purusha avatars. So at the beginning of another millennium, the Lord again creates by his potential. So manifest and manifest. It is all done by Krishna and depends on Krishna. So Krishna's role in maintenance. What is the role of maintenance? Lord pervades the entire universe by his energy. So Krishna has two energy: para energy and apara energy, superior energy and inferior energy. Okay, so Lord pervades the entire universe by his energy. He provides in his unmanifested form, which can only be revealed by devotional service. So everything rests in him, but still he does not lose his personal existence. Inconceivable mystic opulence. He is aloof from all the material creation, and everything happens just by his will. So Krishna, it happens by Krishna's will. Means creation maintenance by Krishna's will. Then how Lord is neutral? Analogy of sky and wind. We have seen there is a big sky. We cannot see the end and beginning of sky. And this sky is full of wind. It means winds is also pervaded everywhere. But wind cannot go beyond the sky. Wind will be always under the control of sky. Similarly, Lord has created everything. So Lord controls everything. Lord has created material energy. But Lord is independent from the material energy. And material energy cannot go beyond Krishna, because it is the energy of Krishna only. See, we are part and parcel of Krishna only. That's why we belong to the Krishna. So we should all use our limbs, our body for the service of Krishna, unto the lotus feet of Krishna. So we should surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna and perform activity according to Krishna's will. So our desire is Krishna's desire. Our desire should be to fulfill the desire of Krishna. Okay, so the Lord is not directly responsible for any of the activities of this material existence. He simply sanctions the material energy based on the past deeds and desires of the living entities. And summary section of 9.11 to 9.50. Non-worshippers and worshippers. So now we will discuss demigods, worshippers, and non-worshippers. So in text number 9.11 to 12, we'll see fools who think Krishna is an ordinary human being possessing a temporary form become atheists and are defeated in their endeavors. Okay, those who have no faith in Krishna, they are atheistic nature. They belong to atheistic nature, and they are defeated in their endeavors. Then in verse number 13 to 15, we'll see, on the other hand, Mahatmas who know Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Mahatmas are at top, possessing a transcendental and eternal form, take shelter of his divine nature and perpetually chant his glories, bow down to him and serve him. So what is the duty of Mahatmas? They go to temple, they give seva to the deities, they contribute in prasadam, they associate with devotees, hears lectures from the devotees, from acharyas, and follow regulatory, like 4 regulatory principles, chant Hare Krishna. So these are all devotional service. So if you stick to this process 101%, you will get success. One monist who worships himself as one with the Supreme. Actually, all those who have take shelter of a conception of the Supreme and worship accordingly, such as monist who worships himself ekatvena as one with the Supreme, worshipper of a demigod who imagines and worships the demigod form as Supreme. Okay, they can take any demigod and they worship. So each demigod is responsible for some departments assigned by Lord Krishna, like Surya Dev is responsible for giving the sunlight. Moon god is responsible for giving moonlight. So moonlight provides sitalta, cold, and sunlight provides heat. Okay. Similarly, there are different demigods handling their different departments. Worshipper of the material universal form ultimately are all worshipping Krishna. So everyone is worshipping Krishna for different purposes. But Mahatma is at top. We'll see now 9.11. Fool thinks Lord Krishna as ordinary man. 9.11. Avajananti mama mudha manushim tanum asritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, oh Arjuna, these human beings do not understand me. They don't have faith in me. They don't know my transcendental nature. They don't know about my transcendental activity. So that's why fool thinks Lord Krishna as ordinary man. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although appearing ordinary, but he is not a common man. Krishna is not a common man. Although he is appearing as common man, playing with common man, doing activity, but he is transcendental. Krishna has the supreme power. Krishna is the supreme proprietor. Krishna is the supreme controller. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are so many references based on 9.49 and 9.4 and 10. Yogam Aishwaram, creation. Cannot be a common man. Krishna cannot be a common man. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 5.1, Krishna is the Supreme Ishwar, Supreme Controller. His body is Satchit Anand and not like a common man. His body is complete. Sat Chit Ananda. Anand means blissful. Chit means his Chit is always Sat, not Asat. Okay, so Sat Chit Ananda. His mind is always stable. He is in Samadhi. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita 7.14, Deva hi esha gunamayi mama maya durattaya mameva. Okay, so Deva hi esha gunamayi. There are so many virtues, there are so many gunas, but only the bhajan of Krishna will help you to get out of these material modes of nature, three modes of material nature. So this is the ocean. This complete ocean belongs to you, the three modes of material nature. Entire material world belongs to three modes of material nature. So whatever activity you do, it belongs to only these three modes. That is Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Goodness, passion, and ignorance. So who does not accept? Mudhas. Those who do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Supreme Person, they are Mudha. They are called as Mudha. Mudha means great scholars. Those who are Mudhas in this material world? Those who are great scholars. They are having big degrees, PhDs, doctorates, and all these things. They are Mudha. Why? Because they know about a particular subject, but they don't know who is the controller of this subject, that is Krishna. They are totally unaware about Krishna, Krishna's activity and Krishna's pastime. So, what knowledge they lack? They do not know Krishna's transcendental knowledge, like confidential activities of Supreme Lord and his different energies. His eternal body is of complete bliss and knowledge. Satchit Anand, he is supreme proprietor. He can award liberation to anyone. His manifestation in material world is a manifestation of internal energy. He controls infinite biggest and finite smallest, and still he is aloof. He controls everything. Let it be too small, less than atom also he can control, and let it be so much big, more than elephant or more than anything he can manage. Sky is the limit for Krishna. See, even sky is the not limit for Krishna. Krishna can beyond go that also. Krishna can go beyond that also. Okay. So what does not accept? Who does not accept? Mudhas. They are mudha. Those who don't accept, we call mudha simply. Who accepts Krishna's yogam ashwaram easily? Pure devotees who know Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who know that I am not this body, I am soul, who are in Samadhi, who are Mahatmas. So if you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahaman attentively, you are always in Samadhi. You are already in Samadhi. Okay, so we are all part and parcel of Krishna. We should all collectively serve unto the lotus feet of Krishna under Krishna. So if you are serving Krishna, it means we are cooperating to our Krishna. We are cooperating to subordinates. So Krishna and we are like subordinates. So subordinate cannot be different. So subordinate means subordinate. They are part of that. So it is compulsorily whatever you do it for Krishna. Okay. So result of this knowledge is complete surrender in devotional service. So if you are doing Krishna's service, you have completely surrendered unto the lotus feet of Krishna. So we should all work under Krishna. We should serve unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay. So this is all about text number 11. Understanding these three terms, we'll see. Jananti, ajananti, avajananti. So ajananti, jananti means understanding, knowing about Lord Krishna's in truth leads to liberation. Janma karma cha me divyam 4.9. Oh, okay. So that is known as jananti, means you know Krishna, you follow Krishna. Ajananti, ignorance of Lord Krishna. If you ignore Krishna, you are bound to come and go again and again. That is cycle of birth and death. Avajananti, misunderstanding about Krishna, will lead to increased bondage. Described in Bhagavad Gita 9.12. Greater sufferings. That we'll see. So avajananti will see in the next verse. That is 9.12. Greater suffering. If you don't know Krishna, you will suffer in this material world. You will have to come and go again. You belong to the cycle of birth and death in this material world. Okay. If you don't know Krishna, if you have no faith, you are bound to come in this material world and for different sufferings. Okay. So what are the three different enemies in this material world? Lust, greed, and anger. So lust, greed, and anger will always pull you to do the papa, to the sin in this material world. And if you do sin, if you don't do good karma, you belong to this material world only. Your all activities are cannot go beyond the three modes of material nature. That is Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. And what is the Mayavad philosophy? Brahma Satya, Satyam Jagat Mithya. Jivo Brahmeva Naparah. So Brahman is the only truth. The word is unreal. And there is ultimately no difference between Brahman and individual self. So it is the principle of Ekatvena. So Mayavadis say that you can be one with the Supreme Lord. But our Gaudiya Parampara, which comes from directly Lord Brahma, they don't say that this word is unreal. This word is real, but it is temporary. That is the philosophy explained by Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. So Nirguna Brahman, avyakt, devoid of form. It has no form. Mayavadi says that God has no form, but we never say that. We say that God has form. God is there in person. Okay, we have different bodies. Lord Krishna's body is different. Our body is same. So all conceptions of duality are false. Only reality is oneness. Goal merged with Brahman, oneness. So this is the philosophy given by Adi Sankaracharya. Okay, so and they also have faith in Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamas. So Satogun means goodness, Jagadishwara, Saguna Brahman, passion, Jiva, and ignorance. Example is Jagat. Okay, so this is the illusion, Maya. Okay. So the Mayavadi says that this word is unreal. Brahman is different. This word is different. Okay, so Brahman is the only truth. They say no. We say that this word is real, but this is temporary. Okay, this is Nashwan. This is Nashwan. Okay. So next time we'll see text number 12. Any question? We'll stop over here. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण।